Hey everyone, let's talk about the Wet n Wild new collections. There are 3 new Wet n Wild eyeshadow medleys in stores. Now you may recall these from the spring. I reviewed the spring ones and they were exceptionally hard to find, and this was during the time when they had the 2 limited edition collections at the same time, and some stores got the medleys and the other stores got the 6-pan, the traditional 6-pan with the flower design on it. So that was really disappointing if you were looking for one or the other and couldn't find it in your store. That was a fail for Wet n Wild, but they're making it up to us in that this collection will be in all drugstores. Like if your drugstore normally gets a limited edition collection from Wet n Wild, you should be getting it. Now each stand only has like 2 or 3 of these, so if you see them, and by the way they're not pricey, they're only $3.99. At some stores. Here in New York City they price for $5.99, so you're going to be paying a substantially higher amount if you live in New York City, but if you live outside of New York City your price is going to be about $4, which isn't bad considering you get a lot of eyeshadow in this tiny little thing. Now when I reviewed it, as you may recall, I had mentioned that a lot of bloggers were extremely harsh on this product, saying that it was unpigmented, it didn't work, it was this, it was that, it was the other thing, and I didn't understand what they were talking about then, and the bloggers I've seen that say it don't work now, I don't know what they're talking about now. I don't know what they're doing wrong, but I'm telling you this product is worth picking up, just like I said in the past. So, like I said, there's 3 this time around, whereas last time there was only 2, and I believe that they really hit the mark on offering a lot of variety. We have almost an army theme going on in the no neutral ground. You have almost an army theme. You got your greens, your browns, and you got just a little bit of pink thrown in there for a girly touch. And by the way these pans are set up, unlike the normal 6-pan, is you have your row of shimmer. And if you think that they're sheer, well, yes, they're supposed to be. They're highlight. They made it very simple. Highlight. This is where you highlight. You pat the shimmer on your shadows, which are in the middle. This is like your eyeshadow that you would use on your lid, your crease, your outer V to define. Pretty much these 3 shades, you can mix and match them any way you want. Smoky eye, neutral, regular, like just a light lid, dark crease, whatever you want to do. If you want to do something soft, that's up to you. Now the highlight, you put that right under your brow color. You can put that in the inner corner of your eye, like where your tear duct is. You can also apply that to your lid if you want your lids to really like pop and glow. Think holiday parties, think winter. Really good for winter. Or you can pat this on top of your already shadow look. If you recall, Maybelline had a product like that where it was like all diamonds, and the top diamond was a shimmer, where it had your eyeshadow here, your liner, your crease, your whatever, and then the top was just your highlighter, and you pat it on, and they called it like the sparkly, the shimmer look. Well, guess what? Now you can get the same thing, and it's not like $10. Though I do love Maybelline, and that product was so good. But if you're on a steeper budget, these are great to pick up. So do not fret about the sheerness. And if you don't like the shimmer, like I said, it's a highlight. You don't have to use it. So you don't have to worry about shimmer. Now on the bottom you have 2 darker colors. Now you can use these because they're matte, by the way, whereas these are more like a satin finish, and this is your shimmer. So you have your 2 matte shades, and you can use them, like I said, you can use them on the lid, do a smoky eye, do all those things that I was mentioning before, or you can just use them simply to line your eye. And if you pat it on to if you put a nude pencil, say, in your waterline, and you pat it on very carefully, of course, to your waterline, you can get that rich, beautiful dark green, that like foresty emerald green. Like it leans more forest, and it's not exactly emerald, but it's so beautiful, and you can put it right in your eye, waterline, under your eye. Fabulous. You don't even have to, all you have to do is, after that, is mascara. So primer, mascara, those are the only 2 things you would need in addition to this product, which is phenomenal. Now that was no neutral ground. Then the next one we have is for the bold, fun-loving girl. A girl doesn't exactly follow trends. We have Lights, Camera, Attraction. And in this one, you have your pink, your purple, your bright blue, and the blue, by the way, is so glittery. And the blue is almost matte, so that's pretty decent. Now your shimmer shades are coordinated just like the other one, where you have your light blue, your light pink, your light purple, and they match with these 3. You can mix and match, you can choose which one you want. You can use these as a lid color, you can use these as a lid color, you can use these. Mix and match this to your heart's content. There are no rules. It's not like with the 6-pan that says crease, highlight, blah 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 blah. There is no rules with these. at all. So have fun. But their purposes, that's why I'm telling you, their purposes, I mean, usually sheer colors is usually highlight, matter colors is usually liner, but you can do whatever you want. Now the liners in this one, we have a blue and a purple, and they're really, really smoky. So these would look beautiful just simply on their own as a crease color on the lid, but they really, really go with the colors in the pan. Like, it's so coordinated, and it's so funky that you can do one of those like bolder looks, but you can still, it still just pulls itself together. Like I said, add mascara, put a little primer in your eye before you do it, pat the colors on, and you're good to go. And lastly, we have another more neutral palette, but it really works for the girl that's like, well, I don't want to do the typical neutral brown eye, or that I'm not going for that whole almost like military look with this palette. And they want something just a little bit more soft. Like if you have blue eyes, this will be great for you, and it's called I'm a Great Glistener, or a Great Glistener. And this one you have your typical black and brown liner, or aka matte shades, and then you have a soft, almost periwinkle grade blue, your middle purple base blue, and then your brown. So this one is really, really, this is kind of also play it safe. So we have two play it safe palettes, and then we have one really bright palette, and you can combine them, combined looks. Like I imagine that this purple would look divine with that periwinkle shade, and this green shade would look beautiful with maybe like a little bit of this golden shimmer from this one that's just a little bit more subdued than that. So you can really have a lot of fun with them. But let's do swatches. I do have picture swatches, but I'm gonna swatch one of these palettes right here live for you, so you can see what the live pigmentation is compared to just the picture itself. So let's do No Neutral Ground, because I feel like this will be a favorite for a lot of people. This pink right here is just phenomenally beautiful. Over a primer, this would be much more apparent, but it's just such a beautiful shimmer. It gives you just a little bit of that micro glitter. Here's the middle glitter. Perfect highlight color, and then the last one is that golden shade, and it really is just beautiful. They just catch the light in just the right way. And then we have almost that smoky purple shade, which this one you definitely need to pat on over primer to get full color, so you're not really going to see it here, but in my picture you'll see it because I patted that on over primer using a dense brush. This is the middle taupe shade, and then lastly we have the green shade. So like I said, the green is really pigmented on its own, this one. But these two, pat them over a primer, dense brush, pat, 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 and you're fine, you're good to go. Now the liners, oh my god, on their own, they're almost a little moist and velvety. So unlike typical matte shadows, they really perform well. Really perform well. So that's really good. So that's a live swatch of this palette, and by the way, each one includes a sponge applicator and a brush. Now I'm not particularly a fan of them, but if that's all you have, then definitely use that brush tip to collect the color and then pat it on. Invest in a good primer. There are some good drugstore primers, but I always suggest like Miraness or Tarte, because once you have that amazing primer, you only need a little bit of it. A little bit goes a long way, and you can transform these cheaper palettes into looks that look like they're MAC or one of the higher end brands. And people always ask me like, are you wearing MAC on your eyes? And I'll be like, no, I'm wearing Wet n Wild. So even my mom to this day, I mean, she was around when Wet n Wild was one of those like 80s brands that the lipsticks had the funky smell and the shadows had like a terrible quality. She remembers that Wet n Wild. She sees Wet n Wild today and what you can do with it, and she's shocked. Wet n Wild is definitely a great brand. So check them out. Like I said, for $3.99 you can't go wrong. This was, like I said, this was No Neutral Ground, and like I said, the swatches are a lot more pigmented over that primer. So here we go. Enjoy the swatches. Check me out. I'll be posting looks on my Instagram, and so you can see what the looks like, what you can actually create with these palettes. And of course, the only thing extra I'll add is the primer and the mascara. So if I can do it, you can do it. So check me out. I'm Recycled Stardust, and thank you so much for watching.